Okay, good morning, all of you. Today we were talking about BCD system. BCD system is otherwise known as blocked call delayed system, or LCD, lost call delayed system, or otherwise it can be called as Erlang C system. Speciality of the system is that whenever all the channels in the pool are busy, then a new request will not be get serviced instantaneously, and it will be made available to wait in the queue. Okay. So if all the channels are occupied currently, then the new customer is not going to get the service at that particular moment, and ultimately he is forced to wait in the queue for a certain period of time. So that time depends on the waiting position of the call. Maybe he's at the end of the queue or the middle of the queue. So whatever may be the position of that queue, he has to wait for at least 3 seconds to get the service. So this probability of delaying a call, and the call is supposed to wait for more than 3 seconds, can be found out by using Erlang C model. Okay, so this particular system is modeled in such a way that it is used to find the probability of delayed call which is forced to wait more than 3 seconds. That is what is being represented in the equation that is being shown on the slide. So in the left hand side, we are having the probability for a call to be delayed and forced to wait for more than 3 seconds, which is equal to product of two probabilities. One probability you're having the probability of delayed, because only after delaying the call, then only it will, it is need to wait in the queue. So we have to take all the two conditions into account. So this is an AND operation actually. AND means both the conditions to be satisfied. Only if all the channels are available in the pool is busy, then only the call is getting delayed. So probability of call to be delayed multiplied by the conditional probability for the delay to exist more than t seconds. So these two conditions we need to multiply together. This is what is known as a conditional probability. The conditional probability means that is probability of delaying a call or waiting the call for more than 3 seconds in the queue, provided the delay is positive. Okay, delay is positive, that is a condition, and further the delay should be greater than or greater than 3 seconds. So this is a conditional probability which is to be multiplied with probability of delay greater than 0, so that you will get probability of delay greater than t. Okay, so this is by using the probability theory equation. Now we have the conditional probability value, that is e to the power minus of c minus a into t divided by h. You know all the parameters. C is the total number of channels available in the trunked radio system. A is the total offered traffic, and H is the holding time. Okay. A is the offered traffic intensity, H is the holding time, and the T means it is the delayed time of interest. Okay, suppose we are finding the probability of a delayed call and it is supposed to wait in the queue for more than 10 seconds, then T should be 10 seconds. So like that, whatever the user is interested to find or the designer is interested to analyze, then accordingly we can take the value of T. Is that clear? So this is the final equation of probability for a call to wait in the queue for more than t seconds, which is equal to probability of delay greater than 0 multiplied by e to the power minus of c minus a into t divided by h. Already probability of delay greater than 0 we have already found out in the previous slide. Okay, what was that? Nothing but Erlang's C formula. Okay, already this has been discussed yesterday. Okay, so once we know the value of this particular probability, that is probability of delay greater than 0, by substituting this value in that particular equation, we will get the probability of delay greater than t. Clear? This is probability of delay greater than 0. The other one is probability of delay greater than t seconds. To find the probability of delay greater than 3 seconds, we are making use of the conditional probability equation into account and substituting this value over there. Okay, so only after finding the probability of delay greater than 0, then only we will be able to find the probability of delay greater than t seconds. So this is what is known as the modeling of BCD or LCD system, otherwise which is known as Erlang C system. So far we have discussed about two types of trunked radio system. One is Erlang B system and second one is Erlang C system. As you know that in Erlang B system, we don't have any queue, only we have the provision of blocking. That is, once all the channel is being occupied, the call will ultimately get blocked because it will not get service. So it will be blocked. So there we are concentrated on probability of blocking. But in this BCD system or LCD system, here we are making use of queue. So whenever all the channels available in the pool are busy, ultimately the call is made to wait in the queue, and the queue is providing an opportunity to wait for the call for a particular time, and then after service is offered to that particular call. Okay, so there we are going to find probability of delay greater than t seconds, not probability of blocking. Because the call is not blocked, it is made to wait in the queue. Now going to discuss the next topic, trunking efficiency. Any doubts? Next topic is trunking efficiency. Trunking efficiency is a measure of the number of users which can be offered a particular GOS with a particular configuration of fixed channels. So how many number of users can be supported by a system? Measure of number of users is known as trunking efficiency, but we need to provide the marginal GOS and number of fixed channel, because according to the variation of GOS and number of channels available in the system, the number of users supported or the traffic intensity will change. So trunking efficiency depends on the grade of service as well as the number of channels available in the entire trunking system. So this is what is we are showing here as an example. That is, how does the efficiency gets varies with respect to the number of trunked channels. We can say that efficiency increases when the system supports more number of users with a particular grade of service and a fixed number of channels. Clear? So how this trunking efficiency changes according to these parameters. So trunking efficiency is nothing but it is a measure of number of users that can be offered service. Okay, with a particular grade of service and a particular configuration of channels, means the number of channels with the system. So with the available number of channels, how much number of users or how many number of users can be offered service by the system? That measure is known as trunking efficiency. And the efficiency, this measurement depends on the way of grouping the channels within the system. We know that in a particular cluster, we are having different cells. Each cells will be assigned different channels or a set of channels. So how we can group these channels together, accordingly, we are getting the trunking efficiency. So this can be explained with the example that follows. What is trunking efficiency? It is nothing but the number of or measurement of users that can be offered service by the system that will provide a definite GOS with available number of channels in the system. Clear? So for this, I'll consider two examples. The one example is by using 10 trunked channels, which means, what do you mean by 10 trunked channels? In the pool, we are having 10 number of channels. Okay, 10 trunked channels means in the available pool of channels, we are having 10 number of channels, which is offering bandwidth to the subscribers. If all the channels are busy, means the particular call or the subscriber who has put the request should wait in the queue, or they will be blocked depending upon the type of system, whether it is Erlang B or Erlang C system. So depending upon the configuration of the system, the particular call who is coming or who is placed the request after, seeing that all the channels is being occupied, still he is supporting, he is requesting a call. Then the particular call will be placed in the queue if the system is having a queuing system. Okay, or else if the system doesn't have any queue, then the call who is placing the request will be ultimately blocked. Okay, so here we are trying to find the efficiency of the system. So when we are using the 10 trunked channels with the GOS of 0.01, so the grade of service is 0.01. You know what is grade of service? Grade of service is nothing but the measurement of blocking of a call. That is how often a particular system will or a particular call will access a system in the peak busy hour. Okay, that is what is called GOS, the probability of a call or a customer or a subscriber to access a trunked radio system at the peak busy hour. That measurement is known as grade of service. So the grade of service is 0.01 for the system, and it is able to support 4.46 Erlangs, means the total offered traffic capacity or traffic intensity of the system for this grade of service is 4.46. Okay, this is the first example. Now, instead of putting this 10 trunked channels, what I did is I grouped 5 trunked channels into 2 different groups. That is, in one group I have 5 trunked channels, in the other group we are having 5 trunked channels. Okay, then what is happening is it can support 2 into 1.36, that is 2.72 Erlangs of traffic. That is, 5 trunked channels are having a capacity of offering only 1.36 Erlangs of traffic. Likewise, you are having 2 groups. So how many Erlangs of traffic can be supported? 2 into 1.36. So how you get this values 1.36 and 4.46? You can avail it from the Erlang B chart or Erlang C chart depending upon the type of system. Yesterday we saw that, isn't it? The property or the function of Erlang B chart and Erlang C chart is that after knowing the value of GOS and the number of channels available in the system, we will be able to find the traffic intensity of that system by just observing the table or chart. Similarly, it is given that for a 10 trunked channel with a grade of service 0.01, the traffic intensity supported is 4.46 Erlangs. That is for one example, for one case, for one system. Secondly, for another case, we are having 5 trunked channel but available in 2 groups. There are 2 sets of channels. Okay, so together as a 5 trunked channel, it is having a capability of supporting 1.36 Erlangs of traffic. So likewise, 2 groups means 2 into 1.36, that is 2.72 Erlangs. So drastically what happened is that for a 10 trunked channel, it is offering only 4.46 Erlangs, while grouping the channels as 5 into 2, it is coming 2.72 Erlangs of traffic, which means that the traffic intensity has reduced, or the number of users supported by the system has been reduced. You know what is traffic intensity, right? Traffic intensity gets more means more number of users are supported by the system. But here traffic intensity has come down from 4.46 to 2.72. So there is a 60% reduction in efficiency. Or you can say that when we are going from 5 channel trunks to 10 trunked channels, it can offer 60% more traffic at a specific GOS. Okay, the example of the second scenario, the second system is having 2 groups, each having 5 trunked channels. It is having 2 groups such that each group is having 5 channels, which means that only 5 channels are available in the pool. Trunked channel means in that particular pool, we will have a provision to select only 5 channels. The user is having the provision to select only 5 channels, whereas the other set is having another 5. So we can't access the 2 sets simultaneously, right? If one set is fully filled, then the customer or the service request it has to go for the second set and check whether all the 5 channels are available or not. So in one particular pool, we are not having all the 10 channels as such. It is being redistributed among 2 sets. That is why the traffic intensity supported by the system has come down from 4.46 to 2.72. And by comparing these two values, it is evident that about 60% of traffic intensity is more for the 10 trunked channels when compared to the 5 trunked channels. So our conclusion is that the trunking efficiency can be increased only if available number of trunked channels in the pool is more. Okay, if the user has a provision, or the service requester or the calling subscriber has the provision to select n number of channels from the pool, then it means that that particular system is having more trunking efficiency, because it is supporting more and more number of Erlangs, or the traffic intensity. At the same time, if all the channels are occupied because of the low availability of channel trunks in the pool, no more new requests can be placed, which means that trunking efficiency is a little bit less. So from this example, it is evident that if the total number of trunked channels in the available pool is more, then we can say that the trunking efficiency will be more, otherwise it is less. There, now read the last example. If in a certain situation we subdivide the total channels in a cell into smaller channel groups, then the total carry traffic will reduce with increasing number of groups. Okay, share the channels, what we have done is we have divided the channel into different groups so that each and every groups can be shared by different cells. Clear? So for that only we have divided into groups. But what will happen if we divide the entire channels into different small groups? The efficiency will decrease. Clear? If in an available pool, if we have a provision to offer more number of channels or trunked channels, then the trunking efficiency will increase. But if in certain situation, if we divide the total number of channels in a cell into small channel groups, then what will happen? The total offered carried traffic rate or intensity, it will get reduced, and as a result, the trunking efficiency will decrease. Because trunking efficiency is nothing but the measure of users supported by the system, as I mentioned in the first bullet. Clear? Any doubts with respect to this particular topic? It is very important. So define trunking efficiency, and with the relevant example, you need to compare two different systems, whether which is having more efficiency and why. Clear? So the trunking efficiency depends upon the group of channels. How often or how frequently you are dividing the total available channels into more and more groups means the trunking efficiency will decrease. If it is having less number of groups, and if one pool is having maximum trunked channels, then trunking efficiency is large because it is supporting maximum number of traffic intensity. Hope it is clear for you. Sushma?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Samyukta, any doubts? Satish? Now, we'll see few problems. Take your notes. Don't sit idle. Take down this problem. Don't write in everything, just you write the main points, whatever I'm telling. An urban area has a population of 2 million residents. I'll post this problems on your classroom. Okay, Google Classroom, you can go through that. So this is very important. So whatever the problems today I'm teaching, this is very important for your CIE as well. An urban area has a population of 2 million residents, three competing trunked mobile networks. So you're having three different systems. Okay, there are three different mobile networks in a city, which is supporting about 2 million residents. So let these systems can be called as A, B, and C. Hope you are taking down the main points. And these three systems are providing cellular service in this particular area. Out of these three, system A has 394 cells. I told you one cluster or one cellular system you can divide into different cells. So as shown in the question, system number A is having 394 cells where each cell is having 19 channels. So please write the specification for system A. System A is having 394 cells where each cell is having 19 channels in the cell. Again, coming to system B, you are having 98 cells. Each cell is having 57 channels. System B has got 98 cells. Each cell is having 57 channels. System C has 49 cells, each with 100 number of channels. Each with 100 number of channels. Okay. Now, find the number of users that can be supported at 2% blocking. So you are going to find the number of users, capital U. you as question mark, you need to find the number of users supporting for each system where the minimum blocking probability is 2%. That is nothing but your grade of service. You know that grade of service is nothing but the measurement of blocking of a system, or how a particular call can access a trunked radio system without any blocking. So in both way, you can write it as GOS as 2%. So consider GOS as 2%. 2% means what is 2%? It is 0.02. 2% is 0.02. Next, if each user averages 2 calls per hour, if each user averages 2 calls per hour at an average call duration of 3 minutes, read it and understand the meaning. If each user averages 2 calls per hour, means in 1 hour, I assume that each user is giving 2 calls. From each user, 2 calls is being initiated per hour, and the average call duration is 3 minutes. Okay. So what is the holding time? Holding time is 3 minutes. So convert into hour. So 3 by 60. Average call duration is nothing but your holding time. How will you represent the holding time? Capital H. So capital H is equal to 3 minutes. Convert into hour. So 3 by 60. So that much hour is the call holding time. Capital H. Assume that all the 3 truncated systems are operated at maximum capacity. Compute the percentage market penetration of each cellular provider. Percentage market penetration means out of 2 million residents, how many users are using cellular system A, how many users are using cellular system B, and how many users are accessing the network number C. Like that, we need to calculate the market availability or market penetration of each cellular provider. I hope you got the objective of the question. So the given parameters are GOS is given, number of channel is given for each system, holding time is given, again call arrival rate is also given because 2 users are initiating call per hour. So lambda is 2. That also you kindly mention. Lambda is equal to 2. Lambda means it is call arrival rate. 2 calls per hour it is given, right? 2 calls per hour means it is call arrival rate. So lambda is 2. At an average call duration of 3 minutes means 3 is the holding time. But it should be in hour only. So we need to convert that minute into hour. So 3 by 60. So first we will go for system number A. You know that in this particular geographical area or this metropolitan city, we are having 3 systems A, B, and C. So first we will focus system number A. So for system A, the parameters that we have is 2% probability of blocking, number of channel is 19. We are going to calculate AU now. Because to calculate the number of users, you know the formula. Number of users is A divided by AU. What do you mean by A? What do you mean by A? A is the total offer traffic and AU is the traffic intensity per user. Okay. So traffic intensity per user when multiplied by the number of users will get you the total offered intensity. So when you divide the total traffic intensity divided by traffic intensity per user, then you will get capital U. So to find capital U, you need to find capital A and capital AU. So first our objective is to find AU. And what is AU? You know that from yesterday's definition, AU is lambda into H. That is traffic intensity per user is nothing but arrival rate into holding time. That is in 1 hour, how many number of calls are originating? There are 2 calls per hour from each user, isn't it? So you are giving 2. Lambda is nothing but the call originated per hour from 1 user. Okay, so that is 2. Arrival rate is 2. Into holding time, I told you it's 3 by 60 because you need to convert in power. So you will get 0.1 Erlangs as AU. Now you need to find A. This is which kind of system? Anybody can tell what kind of system is this? Is it Erlang B system or Erlang C system? Even though it is not mentioned in the question directly, but still you can find out with some parameters, you will be able to find out whether it is Erlang B or Erlang C system. Anybody? It is given blocking. Blocking means the call is not made to wait in the queue, it is blocked. Yeah. No, it is not Erlang C, it is Erlang B. Okay, why it is Erlang B? Because it is being blocked. If you are using Erlang C means it will be delayed only. Now there will be queue, but regarding queue it is not mentioned here. Okay, so if there is no channel means the call will get blocked. That is the probability of blocking is 2%. That is what is your grade of service. Clear? So this is an Erlang B system because there is a word called blocking. Otherwise, it will be delayed system only. This is a blocking system, so it is Erlang B system. So we need to go to Erlang B chart, okay, or the table, and we are going to find the value of capital A directly from the table. I told you yesterday that table will be mentioned. I mean, that will be given to your. While doing your problems or while doing your exam, you will get the table, and from the table you are going to find the value of capital A. Okay, so the two parameters that is given is GOS is 0.02, C is equal to 19. Yesterday I show you the table. I don't want to take that table again, but as of now you just copy this thing. That is when C is equal to 19, GOS is equal to 0.02. From that Erlang B chart or table, you will be able to find that capital A is 12 Erlangs. So this particular figure, that is 12 Erlang, you directly obtain from the Erlang B chart. In the Erlang B chart, you will have a two parameter. One parameter is GOS, another parameter is channel, 19 number of channels and 0.02 as a grade of service. So if you know these two parameters corresponding to this two parameters, you will be able to find your capital A, which is nothing but 12 Erlangs. After finding capital A, that is the total offered traffic by the system, divided by traffic offered per user. That is nothing but 0.1 Erlang. How did you obtain 0.1 Erlang? By multiplying lambda and h. Lambda is the arrival rate, h is the holding time. If you divide this, you will be getting 120 users per cell. We have considered only one cell as of now. But in this particular system, how many number of cells is given? Actually, we have we have done with the cellular system A, and it is given that in the cellular system A, you are having 394 number of channels, isn't it? Sorry, cells. So in one cell, we are having how much? How many number of users? As of now, we got 120 number of users. Similarly, we are having 394 cells in that particular system. So the total number of users supported in the entire geographical region or in the entire city will be 120 into 394, that is 47,208. Any doubts? Similarly, you need to do system number B and system number C. In system B, you are having again the same probability of blocking, but the number of channels is different. Since lambda and h is same, arrival rate is same, holding time is same, so AU will be same only. But the thing is that C is different. If C is different means obviously capital A is going to be different. If C is different means obviously capital A is going to be different, because from Erlang B chart, we are going to find capital A with the new value of C and GOS. So our GOS as of now, we have 0.02. Capital C is 57. That is your number of channels is 57. By using the Erlang B chart or the table, you can find it is 45 Erlangs. So this is capital A. Now this capital A divided by AU. AU already we have, that is lambda into H, that is 0.1. It will be 450. So in one cell, you are having 450 number of users which can be supported. But in this given cellular system, there are 98 cells. So that total number of subscribers that can be supported by system number B will be equal to 450 into 98. That is 44,100 number of subscribers. Similarly, you will go for system number C. Again, the probability of blocking is given to you. That is 0.02. But again, the number of channels has increased to 100. AU is saying because arrival rate is 2 per hour and holding time is 3 minutes. So 3 divided by 60. 3 minutes means you need to convert into hour, because arrival rate here it is mentioned with respect to hour only. From one user, 2 calls are originating per hour. Means you are going to convert the holding time to hour. So that is 3 minutes you converted into hour 3 by 60. Clear? So that is why it is 0.1 Erlangs. So no change for AU. Again, there will be change for A because C is different now. So for 100 number of channels and for the same grade of service 0.02, from the Erlang B chart, you will get A as 88 Erlangs. Total offered traffic intensity in system number C for the given grade of service is 88 Erlangs. Now to find the number of users in a cell, we need to divide the total offered traffic divided by traffic from one user, that is 0.1. 88 by 0.1 is 880 number of users are present in one cell. But in the system, we are having 49 cells altogether, which is given in the question. So you need to multiply 880 into 49, so that 43,120 number of users will be supported by system number C. Clear? Now, the total number of cellular subscribers will be the addition of all the three. So out of 2 million, this much is supporting by A. This much users are using network B. This much users are using network C. Clear? So what is the penetration? I mean market penetration. Market penetration means the relative percentage, or out of 2 million people, how much percentage of people are using network A. Already you know that out of 2 million, 47,280 people are using network A. So the market usage in percentage will be 47,280 divided by 2 millions. 2 million means 2 into 10 to the power 6. So 2.36% are using system A. Similarly, network number B has 44,100 users. So out of 2 million, 44,100 users are using network B. So 4,400 divided by 2 into 10 to the power 6, which will be 2.205%. Similarly, you can calculate the market penetration of system number C as well. So from this calculation, it is understood that maybe other people, that is approximately you have only 1,34,500 people are using this system number ABC out of 2 million. Maybe other users are not using any cellular network, or maybe they are using other systems like D, E, F, G, etc. We are focusing only these three systems ABC. Now we will combine the market penetration. So the combined market penetration is, the total users that are using all the three systems is, it is the sum of these three figures. So it will be 1,34,500 divided by 2 million. So approximately 6.725% of people are using A, B, and C together. So you need to remember the two formulas. One formula is to find AU. AU is nothing but lambda into holding time. Lambda is arrival rate. You need to convert into hour, or both holding time and lambda should be in same units. Since here lambda is given in per hour basis, I have converted the holding time into hour. Okay. Otherwise your answer will be wrong. So kindly ensure that both lambda and h are in same units. Then only you need to multiply these two. After finding AU, what you will do is you will be dividing A by AU to find U. What is A? How you will find A? By making use of Erlang-B chart or the table. The table will be provided during the examination. So check the table corresponding to the GOS value and the number of channels. You need to get the value of A, divide A by AU, that is a total users. Then find the market penetration by dividing the number of users by total population. Hope it is clear for you. Any doubts, please ask. Can I move to the next question? Shoaib, any doubt? Soumya? Okay, in another 1 minute, this meeting will get an end. You can log in with the same link again.